Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the AccenTraining Podcast. My name is Pat. I'm your personal American accent coach, and today I want to give your speech structure to follow the flow that Americans are listening for when you're speaking. How am I going to give you that structure? Yes and no questions. I'm going to tell you how you can modulate your voice, how you can change your emphasis when you're asking yes and no questions to Americans. You see, voice modulation is imperative in holding your listeners' attention. When you're asking questions, focused pitch placement communicates curiosity and uncertainty, and it tells your listener that this is a question and not a statement that you've communicated. Pitch just refers to the general highness and lowness of your voice. So the difficulty here is that a lot of people can hear the intonation of American English speakers, but more naturally speak with a monotone sound, as if they are not communicating emotion in their words. And in some cultures, that's how you communicate to people. But a monotone sound can make it difficult for American listeners to discern between questions and statements. So while we're talking about this, I just want to let you know, this is going to be a two-part episode. Our first episode is right now, and you are going to learn the structure of yes and no questions. It's very consistent, it's extremely useful, and it will enhance your communication with an American audience, 100% guaranteed. Our next episode will have a few basic exercises, just some regular phrases that you can start to work into your daily life, just repeating them after me and then putting them to work and applying them with your own spoken English, creating new spoken English habits. So here's how we do it. There are 2 steps to creating clear yes or no questions. Step number 1, we say that auxiliary verb, did, can, is, are, medium in pitch. Are you, did he, can we, is it, did you, do you, medium in pitch. And then the final word raises up in pitch 2 octaves. This is called upspeak. And it has this raising and fading tone. It sounds like this. Are you there? Did he stay? Can we leave? Does it help? Fading and raising tone. This is the structure of a yes and no question. Now, a quick little story. I have a student of mine who told me he went to a restaurant recently with his wife. This guy's a Russian speaker. And he asked the waitress, "Can I get some water? Can I get some water?" With that raising tone. His wife commented, "That's the most American-sounding thing I've ever heard you say." Before that, he was pronouncing a lot of the words clearly. He was working out his vowel sounds. He was seeing significant changes in his pronunciation. But once he applied this intonation structure, the sounds projected the way that Americans are listening for. So do you like the sound of that? Good. I want you to learn this skill. I want you to create a habit of controlling your tone of voice as you speak with these yes and no questions. Now notice I keep saying yes and no questions, not open questions. Open questions do not follow this same structure. For example, if I say, "Do you like coffee?" That's a yes or no question. The answer is yes or no. Do you like coffee? Yes or no. Simple as that. But if I change the words and I make this an open question and I say, why don't you like coffee? Why don't you like coffee? The structure is not following the kind of tone, but rather, why don't you like coffee? Totally different structure, and we're not going to get into it today. What I want you to get into is the habit of raising your tone in the ending. So how can you build that habit? Well, my friend, you can start by simply writing out a few basic yes and no questions. Things that you're certain you're going to be asking somebody at some point in your day. Practice those phrases. Repeat them to yourself using this structure. Even make that silly sound first. Kind of warms up the vocal cords. And then say the words. Are you into sports? Did you make plans? Do you like coffee? And see for yourself how your communication is enhanced as a result of this. And if you really, really want to develop this skill, then you're going to have to wait patiently for the next episode to come out, because I'm going to have a few hard-hitting exercises to help you develop this structure effectively. In the meantime, practice what we've just spoken about, and have a good one.